Welcome back to Tutorial Tidbits. I'm Elizabeth St. Hilaire, and this week I'm going to teach you how to make a low relief sort of rubbing with a mask and a brayer and some great colors and a sheet of deli paper. So we always use the gel plate with the stencils and the layering, but there's other creative ways that you can get an impression off a stencil or a mask. And so I think you're going to like this. So if you've got a few minutes, let's go check it out. Welcome back. So this week I am using some beautiful iridescent copper golden fluid acrylic because I am combining and working with my new Gustav Klimt inspired stencils and masks from joggles.com. And with Gustav Klimt, I feel like you have to have some bling, some metallic, either gold or copper or bronze. So this week I'm using copper and I'm going to be combining it with quinacridone magenta and dioxidine purple. So I'm starting with a light color, and then I'm working my way to medium color and then to a darker color. I'm always going to work from light to dark when I do my layers in gel printing. So I'm starting with the copper, that's my light, the medium quinacridone magenta, and the dark dioxidine purple. You can see that, light to medium to dark. And what I'm working on is a small packet of deli paper from joggles.com. So Joggles will sell you a 30-sheet packet of deli paper. If you're not in the market for the restaurant supply big giant box that comes from my Amazon shopping page, you can get a small packet from Joggles to sort of try it and see if you like it. So I'm going to take out a sheet of that deli paper. It's got a really smooth side and a slightly less smooth side. I'm always going to put that smooth side down onto the plate. So the first thing that I'm going to do is make myself a copper solid print. So I'm going to put out a thin layer of copper, rolling it with my 6-inch speedball brayer. This is my favorite brayer because it's a pretty good price. It rolls out to fill the plate with little effort because it is 6 inches. And if you soak this in a little bit of Murphy's oil soap overnight, you can actually pull the paint buildup and peel it right off this brayer. And this speedball brayer surface will be right back to new when you are done peeling it off. That is amazing and makes this my favorite brayer at the moment. So this is going to be on my Amazon shopping list along with the paint colors, and that's in my upper right-hand corner. So Joggles has provided the deli paper, and they are the creators or the producers of my stencils and masks inspired by Gustav Klimt, and this one is the Tree of Life mask. So first of all, we're going to grab that copper print, and this is my 9x11 Dina Wakley gel press plate. I love that it's 9x11 because it's filling nearly the entire sheet of the deli paper. The general plate that I was using was 8x10, and this just gives you more printed area on your larger sheets of paper. Your 9x12 stencils and masks also work great on it because it's 9x11. So here's my copper deli paper print, really beautiful, iridescent, metallic, and has like a slightly pinkish tone copper, which is why I chose to put the quinacridone magenta with it. So we're going to take this Tree of Life Gustav Klimt inspired mask, and we're going to set that on the desk right off to the side of the gel plate. And we're going to put this Joggles deli paper right over the top of it. Now I'm using the deli paper for this is a relief rubbing because the deli paper is really thin and it's going to allow that very low relief texture of the mask to come through the paper. So thin paper works really good for this, and deli paper especially. So I'm going to put out a little bit of the quinacridone magenta, and I'm going to make sure that I roll this brayer off onto a clean sheet off to the side so that I don't get any copper mixed in with my magenta, or not too much anyway. And now I'm going to, now remember, I've got my stencil, my mask underneath the deli paper print that I just made. I'm putting this paint on my brayer now, and I'm going to hold this paper at the bottom, and I'm going to roll the brayer up. So I'm going to do one side rolling up, and then the other side rolling up. And I'm going to get a little more paint on here and make a little bit better of an impression. Now you can see that I've got a relief impression of the mask showing through the copper. So now I've shifted that out a little bit. No, I think we're fine. So now I'm going to go to that dioxazine purple, my darkest color, and I'm going to put it right on top of my magenta. And I'm not going to bother cleaning my brayer because that is such a dark, powerful color. It's not really going to get affected by the magenta. So now I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to get a nice thin layer of this paint color. I'm going to roll it out a little bit off to the side so I can make sure I have a thin layer. And then I'm going to hold this again at the bottom. I'm going to hold it and I'm going to push up and up. And then see if I missed any spots. And then I might like to have a little bit more paint. So I'm going to roll it slightly. There we go. And get a little bit more contrast. And then if I can move my fingers, there we go. So now I've done a second layer of that relief rubbing with the brayer onto the nice thin Joggles deli paper, which is allowing the relief of that mask to give me a beautiful two-tone print. So there is yet another way that you can use your stencils and masks, your golden fluid acrylics, your nice thin paper to allow that relief really to show through, and your speedball brayer. So this is more fun with layering, and I'm so glad that you are here today and that it's Friday, and I hope that you are enjoying these tutorials. I want to remind you that I teach workshops in person and online, and so you should always visit paperpaintings.com and check out my listing, but the best way to know what's coming up is to get on my newsletter mailing list. So in the upper right-hand corner is my newsletter mailing list at paperpaintings.com. You'll get my new workshops and workshop listing 2 years in advance into your email box, along with these tutorial tidbits. I send out the tutorial tidbit as a blog post on Fridays. And if you'd like to have it with the little article, all the product packaging and links at the bottom, emailed into your inbox on Fridays so that you don't forget to come here and watch tutorial tidbits, that's going to be the beauty of my newsletter. So check out my newsletter on my website and subscribe and be in the know. And thank you for being here.